so hot. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see with my first video, I decided to go all out for you guys because I love you guys and I thank you so much and I appreciate for all the time you take to tune into my YouTube channel. Okay, for starters, I just want to say Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed your new year, and I hope that you enter the year with love, with happiness, with joy, and most importantly, with your loved ones. My name is Knowles, and I thank you so much for tuning into my channel. For those who are Rexies, thank you for returning to my YouTube channel. And for those who haven't subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload a video. So guys, as you can see by the title of this video, I'm going to be going through a recap of 2021. I mean, a recap of 2020, which was quite a handful year, I must say. It was a very handful year. And also, I'm going to be doing some updates for 2021, my plans and everything, but we'll come to that eventually. So, without wasting any time, let us begin with my recap. So 2020 recap. Okay. For starters, as you guys can see, this is like my first video after I uploaded about a month ago. And this is my first video for the year. With my experience with last year, 2020, was, what can I say? 2020 was handful, guys. Like, even now, like, you know, I had to take some time off to reflect, to self-reflect, and to go through my emotions, to go through my thoughts, and I won't lie, I was feeling overwhelmed with everything. And like, I was supposed to upload a video for the event. Remember, there was a video that I posted before the event. I'll post it up here or here, I'm not sure, but there was a video that I uploaded, and it was talking about my preparations for the event. And after the event, guys, like, I did the catering, yeah, sure. Things didn't go according to plan, but I did my catering. And after that, I just literally, after the event, I felt overwhelmed with so many emotions. I was super sensitive. I was super emotional. I even ended up crying, and my boyfriend was there, and I told him, I was like, I can't, I need time off, I need like time out, you know. And he advised me, he was like, take the time, you need the time, take it. So I decided to take the time off from social media, to take the time off from my YouTube, to take the time off from anything that required me to, you know, that required a lot of energy from me. Because literally after the event, which was on the 19th, I had to rush back to the Eastern Cape for my grand's funeral. And that was just a lot, guys. Like, for me, I was not in the season spirit or whatever. I was not in that spirit, you know. Everything, I just felt like I've lost two important people in my life. I had this whole plan with my December after the event, but because things didn't go accordingly, I had to cancel my plans for December. And I just got overwhelmed with everything. And I just took time off to reflect. And now I'm back. I'm back. I had enough time. I'm feeling much better. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling hopeful. And I am grateful and thankful for that I am still alive and I made it to 2021. And with that, like 2020 had a lot that was happening. There was life-changing experiences. I mean, that I think everyone went through that because we had all this life-changing experience, which was the whole COVID thing, and everyone's lives were changed basically. And me, from that, I started to, to want to connect with God. That was also a life-changing experience for me because then um, a lot was like stripped off me, like in terms of my depression, my sadness, my negative thinking. So a lot was stripped off. So that was life-changing as well. That was an experience on its own. Well, with challenges from 2020, number one was the fact that I had to let go and trust God. That was a challenge for me because then a lot had to change. My personality has somehow changed in a way. My habits, they had to change. My way of thinking, that also had to change. And my way of handling things, especially when other people are around, that also had to change. So that was a challenge for me because it wasn't easy, especially being the person that you were before all your entire life. You know, I've always, as long as I can remember, I've always had depression. But it wasn't easy for me now all of a sudden to not invest time in being depressed or thinking depressing things, but instead just being hopeful and feeling peace and feeling love and just thinking positive. So that was a challenge for me to change. But now I wouldn't say it's a challenge because now I am more familiar with it. I've been living this way for some time now. So it's not as much as a challenge as it was last year. And also, one of the things I had to do was, especially when I started this path of connecting more with God, I realized certain things that I've done in my past, my mistakes that I've done in my past. So I felt a need to reach out to every single person who's been my friend, especially those who've been truly, truly amazing friends. So I reached out to everyone from high school to college, and I just to say I appreciate you, I'm grateful for all that you've done for me, and and just say thank you. I mean, it doesn't take much, guys, to just say thank you to the people who've been there for you, people who've helped you when you're in trouble, for people who care about you, always reaching out to check to see if you're okay. So I had to do that, and I must say the whole experience was amazing because as much as I did something, I felt a relief in my heart. And also as well, I felt encouraged because of the response that I got from everyone that I reached out. It made me feel like I'm not alone. It made me feel like people do care. And it made me feel like, there's hope, basically. There's hope. And also, another challenge was starting my YouTube channel. That was a whole lot on its own. Like emotionally and mentally, I was tested. I was literally tested, especially when I was about to announce that I have a YouTube channel. I was tested in a way that I kept thinking to myself, should I do this? Is anyone gonna subscribe? Do people even care? Or will I be able to handle this? You know? Am I gonna go far with this? Am I wasting my time with this? Maybe I should start it later. Or maybe I should start it next year. Or maybe, I should get everything I need before I started. So I had all those kind of thinking, and it was like really hard. And then as soon as I announced, I was just like, oh my gosh, let me just see now what are people gonna say. So that was a challenge on its own, because now it put me in a position where I had to open to people, and it's not something that I am very familiar with, being open to others. So I had to learn that. I had to learn to be open to people and to share my experience with people. So that was my biggest challenge with starting this channel. Another challenge was the passing on of my father and my grandmother. That was a super challenge, because considering the fact that I was fighting or trying to be a positive person, to think positively, to be happy, to be hopeful, to to look forward to the future, I had to fight between being sad or moaning over the passing of my loved ones, and also trying to be strong and be positive. And those things, they have made me a better person, I won't lie. But for me, especially before my father passed on, I was super excited about everything that I was trying on. I was looking forward to the changes. I was looking forward to, to the better version of myself, who I was going to become. But it wasn't as easy right after losing my father. Then I was tested, I was challenged, my emotions all over the place. 1 minute I was sad, then the next I was happy. And then I forced myself to be happy, even though I could feel it. Like, sometimes I was not in the mood. But it was a challenge, and I overcame it. And as you see now, I am smiling, I am happy, and I am looking forward to the future. And that being said, now we move on to lessons. What did I learn in 2020? Well, for starters, my main thing that I learned was letting go and letting God. It's not easy to let go, but ever since I won't say that I've mastered letting go, like I've completely let go of everything in the past or my bad habits, but I am working on it. And one thing I've learned to I'm more relieved basically. I've learned to trust that God has great plans for me. I've learned to let go and trust that, He's gonna take care of me. Obviously, I'm gonna have challenges, but He has made my life super, super better now. And and I've also learned to open up to people. Like, that's not one of my strongest points. I'm not easily or too familiar with being open to others. But with this channel, I've learned to open up to people, and I've learned to share my experience and my emotions, things that I go through. And I've learned to also share things that I enjoy doing and things that I love, basically. And I've also learned to have more peace. I have peace. I've learned about peace. I've learned to trust more, which is something I was also struggling from. Trust me, guys, like, I sometimes get paranoid, like, especially when it comes to strangers. I get paranoid sometimes. And last year has taught me to trust more, because trusting more is basically letting go of the delusion, the paranoia, the anxieties, and curiosity, and worrying about something that might or might not happen, or so I'm learning to trust. I'm learning to trust in God. I'm learning to trust in my relationship with my boyfriend. I'm learning to trust in my relationship with my mom. I'm learning to trust in my siblings. I'm learning to trust in my friends, in my relatives. So that is happening, and I won't lie, the experience so far has been amazing. It has been a very interesting journey, I would say. Um, it's kind of weird, you know, because you've always lived your life like thinking if someone is up to something, or like you can't trust this person because you don't know them, or you can't trust the situation because you can't see, the future or the results of it. And now I'm just like, you know what, trust in the situation, and whatever comes out at the end will be either a lesson or success. So yeah, I'm just learning to just trust, and I'm also learning to love. I am learning to be more kind. I am learning to be more helpful. I am learning to be there for others, and I'm also just simply learning to love others and to love myself, which is one thing that is really important, is to learn to love yourself. And this year I want to do more of that. I want to do more of that journey, take more of that journey of self-love, just to get to know myself a bit more, my purpose, my aim, my goals, my interests, my dreams. So I'm learning to love myself and understand myself a bit more, because then you start to do great things in life. And changes. When I say changes, basically things that have changed from the old version of me to this version of me. Okay, number one is I'm more happy. I'm more at peace. I'm more positive. I have a positive attitude, because I always look at things in a positive way, and I always find something positive. No matter how bleak or dark the situation can be, I manage to find something positive about the situation, which is, I am loving it. I'm loving this ability, guys. And I have peace. I love more. I I trust and believe more. Like, I trust in people now. I trust, most importantly, in God. And I trust and believe in myself as well. Like, I really do believe in myself. The doubt, someone almost gone. Because I used to be a very doubtful person, especially when it came to me and something that I had to do. I will always doubt myself and always be like, what if, what if, what if, what if? And now I trust and I believe in myself. I know that I am capable of so much more, and I really cannot wait to uncover and unravel the things that I am capable of doing. And honestly, despite everything that happened last year, all the bad things that happened, And with this pandemic as well, which was also a life-changing experience, I'm truly grateful for 2020. I really am grateful for 2020 because it brought me closer to God. And also it's like me learning to let go has been a relief for me, because now I don't feel as sad or confused or angry, depressed as I was before. I feel lighter. I feel hopeful. So it's really been a wonderful experience. So I am grateful for 2020 that I'm not gonna deny. I'm not, guys. So we are done one. And before I go through the whole plans for 2021, I just want to say that so recently I came back from the Eastern Cape, from home, and guys, like, I did this cute little thing. So I wrote my mom a love letter, and you can say it's not much, but for me it was something, and for her as well it was something. So I wrote my mom a love letter, and when I thought of this idea, I thought of going to town, getting an envelope, and getting a gift card. And when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? You know, sometimes you gotta let that child in you out, and let them express how they feel. And I literally created an envelope. It was a heart-shaped envelope. I created an envelope, and from there, I wrote my love letter to my mom, because I believed that the time I invested to making it showed that how important she is to me, and I actually just wanted to share my own words instead of buying a gift card that already has something written in it. So those were the difference between buying one and making one. So I felt good about it, and she was very happy. So yeah. So for my 2021, during my time of reflection, I thought, and I really thought about it, guys. Like, I invested time to plan out my year, and I'm grateful for the time I spent to invest on, thinking about things that I want to do this year, my plans and goals for this year. And I drafted my plans for this year, guys. And so the way I drafted it is, my plans are in groups, if that makes sense. So what I did first, I wrote down all my goals. And my goals is like missions, things that I need to do this year. So I drafted my goals, and I'm not going to share with you guys all my goals, but I'll put one example down, which is to open an investment account. So one of my goals is I need to open an investment account this year. So by the time this year ends, I need to have opened an investment account. And then from there, I moved on to my goals, my dreams, which one of my dreams was to open a catering business. So one of my dreams is to open a catering business, because the reason why it's under dreams and not goals is because this one is more personal, basically, for me. It's something that I'm finding to enjoy, and I started to realize that I actually love cooking, and for me to have my own business of just cooking food for people would be a dream. So it fell under my dreams that I want to open a catering business this year. And then under my wishes, one of my wishes was to be a better person. So I'm wishing for this year that I be a better person than I was last year. So to be more kind, to be more helpful, to be more loving, and just be there for others, and be there for myself, to love myself as well, to to know more about God, because all those things fall under being a better person. And I want to do more of that. I want to, if I have to volunteer on some orphanage or like do charity work, those could be things that I can do this year to be a better person. So I wrote it down, and mind you, all these goals and all these plans and goals, I want to put them on my wall, make them look nice and pretty, so that every time I wake up or every time I go into my room, I see my goals and plans for this year. I am reminded of the things that I need to do this year. So I did that, and then lastly, I wrote down my resolutions. So now my resolutions, one of my resolutions is to have a healthier body. So that, I think it explains itself. I want to be healthy as in my fitness physically. I want to go to the gym. I want to be in shape, and I want to eat healthy. I want to feel healthy, and also I want to think healthy. And thinking healthy is not consuming my brain or my eyes or my ears with things that are not fruitful for me. So for instance, listening to most of the hip hop, because most of the hip hop, there's a lot of swearing, there's a lot of babbling about money, there's a lot of women and half naked women. So me, instead of spending time watching those, I could spend my time watching or listening to a seminar, or listening to an inspirational content, or listening or meditating basically. So those are the things that I want to shift my habits to, so that I feel, I look, I think healthy. I hope I'm making sense. So that being said, those are my plans. Well, those are some of my plans for this year. Obviously, I have a list drafted up for me to go through and to look at now and then, or to remind myself of what I'm planning to do for this year. So those are my plans for 2021. So that being said, before we end this video, one thing I just want to share with you guys is that with all that has happened, there's this one verse that I came across, which I felt like it actually resonated with me, but I felt like it was relating to this actual situation that I am going through. So the verse says, it's in Psalm 46 verse 10. So it's in Psalm 46 verse 10, and it says, be still, and know that I am God. That's simple, guys. It's very, very simple. No explanation needed. But just in case, let me just explain. So it's very simple, guys. What this verse is saying, just be still. Let go. Let go of the anger. Let go of the past. Let go of everything that is just making you sad. Let go of trying to run your life and run it the way you want it. Let go of trying to change situations around you. Just let go and just pause for a bit. Because as much as we want to control our fate, our destiny, things that are happening around us, we are forgetting that there's a greater power which created everything and has plans for everything. So as much as you fight and try to run your life the way that you want it, so as much as you try to run your life the way you want it to be, God has a greater plan for you. God has a better plan for you. And to be quite honest, from my experience, speaking from experience, letting go has been the best medication for me by far. And that makes me happy. It really, really makes me happy. And it makes me feel at peace. And I'm no longer depressed. I'm no longer paranoid. I'm no longer fearful and frightened and distrusting and, always thinking negative. I'm no longer those things. And I feel really amazing. So be still and know that God is there for you. So if you have time where you are, just close your eyes and just breathe. Take a deep breath and just and then breathe through your mouth. And then take another deep breath. And then breathe through your mouth again. Just do those a couple more times. Quick silence. Quick 5-minute silence. And then open your eyes. Just stop. Pause. Look around you. You can't do this on your own. You need God. So be still and trust that God will be there for you. Everything will fall into place. All you need to do is just let go and trust God. So thank you so much, guys, for the time you've taken to watch my video. If you guys made it this far, I am impressed, and that means I am doing something right. So without wasting any time, if you guys have any comments, you can drop them down on the comment section down below. And if you guys have any questions or advice, you can also share those as well. And I believe that is it for our video. So guys, thank you so much for subscribing, and those who haven't subscribed, do the right thing, and I'll see you next time. God bless you. Bye.